Hello and welcome to the Shoreham View. This is The Other Side, and today we're joined by Mr Dore from Dore On Tour. How you doing, mate?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm not too bad, obviously. Not looking forward to this season as much as I would have been a Premier League season, but we move on. So what we're going to do is talk all things Forest. So last season, obviously a bit of mid-table finish, wasn't it? So it wasn't the best of seasons for you, but are you looking forward to this upcoming season?
As a fan, going to the stadium, yes I am. But as you know, as you said, mid-table finish last season. It was one of the worst seasons it's been. But as a fan, go to stadiums, yes. But yeah. I'm optimistic for a good season. I've been saying it for the last 24 years, yes. But I'm not going to put high expectations this time. So I'm not going to say where Forest will finish the season. So we have to wait now.
Do you think it would have been a better season for Forest if fans had been at ground last season, or do you think it would have just been the same?
You know what? As you know, some players thrive off fans.
Yeah.
Players will get negative response or one positive. So I don't know. It just if you look at it like that, it was a shocking season. But some players will say we missed the fans, and yeah. But if as you know, players will have negative vibes when players boo, blah blah. So the way it planned that out, I don't think it would have been bad, but I really think it would. I don't think it would have been affected at all, to be fair.
So for any United fans watching, and we've not seen Forest play for a while, other than the few times we've been on TV, what type of football can we expect from Forest?
Route one, as you know, as one. Houghton, he's a manager that he's a manager that always likes to win 1-0 results.
Right.
He's done it with Brighton, he's done it with Newcastle, he's done it with who else did it? Birmingham. So he's a manager like, I think if he got promoted with Forest in Premiership, I think they'll hate it, because he's one of them kind of managers. He's like a Mick McCarthy, Neil Warnock, them kind of managers, and he's a tough one. But I'm excited because I said if Forest win 1-0 every game next season, will Forest fans be bothered? No. So I'm excited because he's getting his own plan, new players. So I can't wait. Obviously,
transfer window's not in full swing yet, but at current crop and what's there at the minute, who would you say your star player is?
Joe Worrell. That's Joe Worrell because he's a player for the academy. He's a leader, and he's the player that he's vocal, and he's been linked with Premiership clubs. I'm not surprised. So Joe Worrell is definitely one. Who else is it? There can be. I can't. Joe Worrell. That's the only player that I can see he's the one that stands out for anyone else.
So, obviously, on the back of that, on the other side of that coin, you just mentioned you might have some offers for him. Is there any other players that you might be expecting to leave before the season starts?
I can see quite a lot, to be fair, because I don't know if you know, we brought in 14 players last season with the mighty cash money.
Yeah.
I can see Larry Taylor. We got him from Charlton, and I felt sorry for him. So Larry Taylor is definitely going to be one. Jack Carvalho is definitely going to be one. He had high hopes with Forest, but he's definitely going to leave. Who else is going to be? Samba. Bruce Samba. I don't see Samba leaving because he's been one of our players that I'll say under Limucci was one of our standout players. Last season he wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But players like Worrell, Joe Lolly, Carvalho definitely. Harry Arter as well. He's been told he can leave.
Right.
But there's so many. I can talk forever what players to leave Forest, but definitely Joe Worrell.
So looking at that squad, you just gives a long list of players who could be on their way out. It's a difficult one for for teams that have finished mid-table, because there could be glaringly obvious places where you could strengthen. But where would you personally like to see yourself strengthen?
Striker. Definitely striker, because it's weird because I was saying under Lamucci, we had Lewis Grabban and we were struggling for a backup, someone to back him up. As you know, it failed. And then we brought in Lau Taylor, we brought in Glenn Murray, and we had 3 strikers. And we still finished mid-table. Murray's left. Lau Taylor could be leaving. So we definitely 1,000% need to bring a striker because Grabban is 34 years old. He's a proven striker. But I just don't think we're not going to bring in a striker who costs 10 million because Grabban hates it. And if we do, Grabban will leave. So we're going to bring a striker in. It could be, I heard we've been linked with a Wickham striker and some League One strikers as well. So we're definitely going to bring in a striker. I think we definitely need to bring another attacking midfielder because we had Luke Freeman from Sheffield United. That didn't go well. Sammy Abayobi, he got released. And we got players like Joe Lully, Myton. So we definitely need to bring in another attacking midfielder.
You just mentioned striker from Wickham and some other League One strikers. Is there any other transfer rumours that's been bandied about?
As you know, every player gets linked with Nottingham Forest because we've got the owner, Makarakis. It's been more with League One players, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I know there's been Joe Taylor, Joe Yates from Blackpool. They got promoted. I know there's been a Plymouth striker called Luke Jacob as well.
Yeah.
There's been I think who else is there? There's been quite a lot of youngsters as well. But I know one player that went. I think he was at Oxford left back, but he's joined Huddersfield.
Right.
But it's been more like League One players, for honest. But we've been linked with Britain Malonga as well. He got released by Middlesbrough, but I don't want him back. Too much injuries. But it's been we've got to be careful. All I've got to say, Forest has got to be careful who they brought in because we brought in 14 players, and it's just we can't make the same mistake again. Just because we brought Harry Arter for 5 million, and now he's been told to go. And now I don't think Forest will leave on a permanent. I think he'll be alone because no one can't afford his wages. So
right,
it's going to be a crazy summer for Forest.
Do you think that'll be the case where you said a bit earlier that Houghton will bring his own players in? Do you think he's going to put his own stamp on things and it'll improve everything? And on the back of that, what's your overall opinion? You mentioned the football he plays. As a bloke and the way he leads Forest, what do you think of Chris Houghton?
When he was appointed at Forest, any Forest fan said he wasn't happy with it, they're lying. Because he said he's got the record with Brighton, Newcastle, Norwich, and it was exciting. He come into the club when I think it was 4 games. I think Samuel Lamucci got sacked, and I'm not gonna lie. I said to him, he's gonna get promoted. But I think it was the first 6 games and 7 games. It was the same old that he'd done with Brighton. Like he won the first game against Blackburn, and then we kept losing. And then myself, do Forest fans really want this? But you need to remember, they're not his players.
Yeah.
They were Samuel Lamucci's players. So this window that Houghton's got to do, he's got to be wise. We know that he's not going to spend big. So he's got... This season's... He's like any Forest manager is under pressure. Houghton will be under pressure because these owners are not messing around.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, when it comes to December, if Forest are not in the playoffs, even 7th, he'll be gone. Because in the past, we've had managers who's been in 7th or 8th, and they got sacked. For what reason? And he's got to definitely bring his own players in. As everyone knows, we've got the connection with Brighton, so you might bring 1 or 2 players from Brighton. But this Houghton, he's got to start well, and he's got to stay in the top 6. Because I remember Watford manager, he was 5th and he got sacked.
Yeah.
And he's so under pressure, but time will tell, see what happens.
So, fair again, for the Blades fans watching, if you could sum Forest up in 3 words at the minute, obviously, as I said before, transfer window's not in full swing yet, but if you could sum Forest up in 3 words for us, what would they be?
Right now, awful. Shocking.
Right.
Expectation.
Good 3
That's
words.
a good one.
I like them 3 words. They're quite original compared to the ones we've had already. Right, so before we let you go, let us know a bit more about your channel and where we can find you.
Basically, I'm Dore On Tour, DORE. I've been doing it for like 4 years now. I've been like vlogging, but due to the pandemic as well, I've been interviewing ex-Nottingham Forest players, reviews, previews as well. So yeah, if you're a Forest fan or any football fan, come on, subscribe to my channel, Dore On Tour. I can't wait. I'm buzzing for next season because, like I said, I'm just like any other football fan. I've been missing going to football grounds, just talking to fans and just watching Forest lose games. I can't wait, and hopefully I'll come to you lot, Bramwell Lane, and I like Sheffield United as well. I love the pubs as well, but I can't wait to travel.
I think that's what everybody seems to say. It's, I love going to the I love coming to Sheffield because you've got great pubs. It's like, oh, you don't like going to football? It's just brilliant. Yeah. Right, thank you very much. Thank you for coming on. As somebody who watches your vlogs, it's nice having you on the channel. Nice to talk football. Unfortunately for yourselves, I wish it'd be a nicer season for us to talk about, but you never know, it could pick up.
Yeah, 100%. But like I said, thank you very much for having me on.
No problem at all, mate. It's been our pleasure.